Recycling to save our economy. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Working through my morning stein of coffee, and I thought we'd have a look at this article from news.com.au, which is discussing, well, Australia's push towards improving our recycling, or actually recycling. I've been skeptical of a lot of the claims of recycling because, frankly, for years I realized that a lot of it was sent offshore, and the embodied energy and just the way it was processed, the fact that a lot of it was burned, kind of put the argument out the window. So often, counterintuitively, not doing the good thing for the environment is better for the environment. An example is using disposable cups. Disposable plastic cups is actually better for the environment than using recyclable glass, because just the time frame that you'd need to have in the glass and the energy involved in the production and the cleaning compared to the energy in just simply producing the plastic and disposing of it, it doesn't add up. But people don't understand embodied energy. People just want to feel good and have an emotional response. So that's why Australia's been doing so much recycling. And a lot of it has been sent overseas, and foreign countries are refusing to accept it, understandably, because it puts a burden on their own environment, their own industry. So now Australia's looking to revamp our recycling. That could be good. More jobs. And the plastic industry. It's quite a complex technology. It is much more complex. It's what is it, 19th in the world for product complexity, compared to what the majority of our economy is, which is quite primitive products. Australia's economy is not that advanced, everyone. If you're not aware, this is the Observatory of Economic Complexity. You can have a look at different countries, and we'll just jump here to Australia. And it can really destroy some misconceptions that people have about us being an advanced country. We're ranked 73rd in the world with our economic complexity. So we saw plastics, plastic products. It was ranked 19th. Let's have a look at coal. Let's click on this. We can see where we're exporting it to once it updates. But you can see here, there you go. I mean, Asia loves our coal. We can see the complexity of coal. And it is ranked at 70. Oh, wait, no, coal from Australia. Hang on. We'll go right to coal. Here, we can see the complexity of it, of that product. Now, its rank is 963. So negative 1.66. And this is the thing, certain products, the production chains, it's less complex, less advanced, and that flows through to other aspects of the economy. I would argue fundamentally our obsession with property is because in some ways it's a lot simpler than more complex aspects of other nations. So the fact that we're looking at addressing our own rubbish, taking responsibility for our own waste, could have other benefits. It could spur some more technological advances in Australia. It could help improve our economy. The question is, how are people going to respond when factories start getting opened up in their backyard? That's the real test. I think you get a lot of these, inner suburban Chardonnay sipping lefty greens that want all these things, but don't realize, it's a little dirty. You might get your hands dirty. You might need to live up the road from a factory. There could be some pollution from that. The nation's rubbish will be distributed to Australian companies to create roads, furniture and clothing in a once-in-a-generation revamp of Australia's recycling system that will create more than 10,000 jobs. The federal government will invest $190 billion into the Recycling Modernisation Fund, which is also expected to help divert 10 million tonnes of waste away from landfill. That's not very much for $190 million, considering, okay, play devil's advocate here. Australia's got a lot of land, guys. We've got a lot of land. You go a bit inland, there's, not much there. You can dig big holes and put stuff in there. Here's the problem. A lot of the waste is stored in factories for recycling, bundled up, and it creates a huge fire hazard. Then when it burns, it's terrible. And I mean, there's value here. In some of the plastics, you can re-refine it into oil and other things. It can be reused. States and industry leaders are also expected to contribute to the fund, which would make it a billion-dollar powerhouse. Now, you have to remember, everyone, while this is creating 10,000 jobs, this is government money. So this is going to be either taxed or debt that we're incurring. Okay, sometimes it's cheaper to just bury the rubbish, or even incinerate it, and then import cheaper stuff from overseas than it is to do it ourselves. So this could have an impact on our quality of life. You know? Well, I like the idea of investing in more advanced technologies. I think in the long run it's probably smarter. We just need to keep that in mind. It's never, as brown and green as they put forward. States and industry leaders are also expected to contribute to the fund, which I've already read that. Environment Minister Susan Ley said the states would approach the federal government with projects after speaking with industry, and funds would be distributed that way. How about you just create tax incentives, reduce the burden on some of these businesses, so you're not picking winners? But that's really innovative. What about some advancement in our economic system? So here we go. Recycling services in Geelong. I mean, there you go. Think about a new materials recovery facility, she said on ABC 24 on Monday morning. So big conveyor belts, a lot of sorting, cleaning, streams of waste, better than it's done now. You can send the plastic to make new plastic bottles. Yeah, but none of that's made here. It'll be processed into what, PET pellets that'll be probably sent offshore, and send the paper to be manufactured. You can pull out the glass and put it in road base and disassemble cars and turn the cars seats into carpets. You can create green steel from hard plastic. What the hell is that? That you can see around perhaps your printers, cartridges, and toners. Okay. Miss Lee estimates the fund will create more than 10,000 jobs over the next 10 years and help the nation recover from the economic blast of the pandemic. The new system will also include new legislation to formally enact a waste export ban and encourage companies to take greater responsibility for the waste they generate. I remember when I was working on a big inner city project, I was talking to a waste management organization, and I was discussing recycling. Going, oh, we should get a discount. You should pay us because of the recycling we give you. It's worth money. And he just laughed, and we go, nah, it all goes to landfill. It's not worth it. Not worth anything. You've got to pay us extra for that privilege. As we cease shipping our waste overseas, the waste and recycling transformation will shape our domestic waste industry, driving job creation and putting valuable materials back into the economy, she said in a statement. Exporting waste overseas will be banned as part of a bid to reach a national resource recovery target of 80% by 2030. Previously, Australia diverted much of its recyclable waste to countries like China and India. But about 2 years ago, China's government brought in the National Sword Policy, which stopped the importation of 24 kinds of solid wastes. Under the policy, about 1.3 million tonnes, or 4% of Australian waste, was banned. Other governments are starting to follow China's lead, making it extremely important for Australia to develop its own facilities for recycling waste. I mean, what this just shows us is, we're a bit of a prim, proper, nice country. All these people wanting recycling. It'll be great. It will be great to see some processing and manufacturing here in Australia. It really will. Why don't we put it in the green suburbs for all the people who are banning plastic? Let them have an industrial waste sorting facility dealing with all the smell, all the chemicals, all the smoke. What do you think? Do you think that'll happen? Do you think that will happen? Or do they want it sent offshore so other people can deal with it? Yucky, we don't want to deal with that. So, my issues with this are that, again, it's going to be the government picking winners, like always. But that's the political will at the moment. This is a gesture. It's going to win some green votes, I'm sure. It'll make everyone feel nice, feel good. It'll create some jobs, so there'll be some positive spin. Hopefully the benefit of this winner picking by the government will lead to other private industries stepping up, being able to compete, being able to provide service, manufacture, and support the infrastructure necessary to achieve this. And we'll slowly start to pull the complexity of our economy up. There seems to be the political will. Will there be public support? I'm just waiting for the not in my backyard protests, everyone. I'm just waiting for the not in my backyard protests. And remember, will people pay the additional cost? Will people pay the additional cost for, recycled goods? Or will they want the cheaper imports? We'll have to see as well. I think a lot of it will find its way into manufacturing, construction. We'll have to see. As always, thank you for watching. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Are you a fan of the recycling industry? Are you involved in it at all? Would you mind having a facility next to your house? Or would you rather not? Would you rather not? What would you do to help encourage this? Should we just ban more? Ban more. Stop people using recyclable straws or plastic straws. I mean, that's insane too, the fact. Particularly people who need like a straw to drink. People with disabilities. I mean, come on. You can't give everyone metal straws. It's just a weapon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're a fan of the channel and want to support us a little bit extra, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us via using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays. You can support us using Gold Pass from the Perth Mint or via PayPal. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.